Hello bookworms, welcome back to my channel. So today I am bringing you a new game to choose my TBR, and Psycho Killer is going to choose my TBR from now on. So this is because I've missed having a TBR list of stuff to read. So I was like, let me see what hasn't been done before and create my new game. I did try to do TBR Uno last year and it worked for a little bit, and then I just started to choose books that I wanted to read. And so instead of doing that, I am over mood reading and picking up books here and there. So I'm going to let the Psycho Killer game choose my TBR. Psycho Killer is a card game. So these are the cards. And there are a lot of different ones. Loads and loads of different options that we can choose from. There's different colors, there's different weapons, there's some words on them that I can use for inspiration. So I am really looking forward to this. There's no real rules as such. I'm just going to wing it for now and maybe organize the different colors for certain genres and things like that. But for now, I'm just going to have a go, see how it is for March, and get some books strategically picked for me. The cards are not shuffled one bit. They're all literally back to back of the same ones. So I'm going to split them in half, give them a bit of a shuffle, and then pick random cards. I'm going to try and pick 4 books, 4 cards, and choose 4 books from that. Rather than sticking from the top, I kind of always split my cards, and I'll take from the top of the middle section. So the first one is It's Behind You. So for me, It's Behind You is kind of like a suspense, a thriller type of story, with an unknown terror possibly thrown in there, maybe a horror book that has a monster that is lurking in the distance. So I'm going to choose a thriller with a threat that's unknown, or a horror book with that trope in it. So I have chosen a book for It's Behind You prompt. Like I said, I was originally going to pick something that has an unknown threat, something that's lurking in the distance and behind them, but instead I've gone with a thriller, and that thriller is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. This one is about a murder that happens, and it's like an investigation. So it has that thrillery aspect about a killer. So this kind of has the themes of the It's Behind You type of thing. There's a murderer going around and we don't know who it is, so it's kind of like an unseen horror. And I've heard that this is really good. So I am really looking forward to reading it for this prompt. The card I'm going to pull is Book of the Dead. So this is kind of witchcrafty, maybe summoning stories. I could pick a horror book. I could pick a witchy book. It could also be something from something set in the 1600s, 1700s, something that is coven based stories. So really leaning into witchy summoning stories. So yeah, I'm gonna have a think about this one, check out what's on my shelves, and see what I can fit in for this prompt. So for Book of the Dead, I've gone with The Witches of Fardot. And this is not only about witches, it's also set in the 1600s. So yeah, I think that definitely fills the prompt for Book of the Dead. So I really love witchy stories, and this sounds incredible. I did pick it up recently, and what a perfect time to be reading it for the Book of the Dead prompt. I did recently read a book that was centered around witches and in Europe as well, and I really loved it. It was called All the Parts of the Soul. It was incredible. It was so emotional, beautifully written. So I'm interested to see how this one stacks up to that book, and let you know all about it. My next prompt: step on a twig is my next prompt. So stepping on a twig, I mean, do I include animal-based stories or nature-based stories? Could this be something that's maybe outside of horror and thriller? Could it be a sci-fi book that is involved in nature? Maybe a disaster book where trees are falling down, something like that. I mean, this is really vague, so I'm going to have to try and figure out something that might fit the nature prompt, and see what I can come up with. I'm stretching this a lot for this book. I said about nature and including books about that side of things. I did find a book that I'm going to stretch the prompt for, and that is The Scampering. This is a really short extreme horror book about a squirrel. And squirrels live in trees and they step on twigs. So I am pairing the two together just to read this because I'm really intrigued by this story. So this one says, warning, this book has claws. Melinda hates squirrels. She blames them for her husband's death. And as time goes forward, instead of trying to move on, her obsessive anger only grows. But what has led Melinda to blame the little rodents for her husband's demise? And where will this hateful path ultimately lead her? The Scampering is nuts in the best way, with some gross horror that's sure to make you a tad squirrely. So I'm so intrigued. Why does this woman hate squirrels? So I'm going to read it this month. And so yeah, squirrels and twigs, they kind of relate, so why not? And this one isn't going to take me a long time. It's literally like 50 pages. No, it's 25 pages. So super short, easy to get through. Looking forward to that one. So my final prompt for these books, wow, that is meat cleaver. Okay, so meat cleaver. This can be something that includes body horror, cutting, cannibalism. I've chosen a book that does have a red cover. It does include eating people, so meat, cleaver, cutting, that sort of thing. And this time I'm going with Tender is the Flesh. I'm looking forward to this. This book is about cannibalism. I do believe that animals in this world have become unable to eat because of some disease, and so people have resorted to farming humans and eating them. So you will have to cut up humans in order to eat them. So cannibalism, red book, meat cleaver, it kind of fits. So I am intrigued. I've heard a lot of good things about this, and I do enjoy extreme books, and this has often been classed as an extreme book. So yeah, looking forward to reading this. So in March, I will be reading The Thursday Murder Club, The Witches of Fardot, The Scampering, and Tender is the Flesh. So this is a nice stack. Looking forward to reading these. I've got 2 extreme horrors, a thriller, and a witchy thriller. So intrigued. I'm also taking part in a tandem collective read along, and that's for work-life balance. When I'm filming this, it's currently not started, but when it does, I will be reading this And they have a 5-day reading plan for this book. I'm intrigued. It is about Asian mythology and folklore, so I'm intrigued. Super excited. Never heard of it until Tandem announced this. So yeah, I mean, the stunning cover is making it so enticing to read. So that is another one that I will be reading this month. If you have enjoyed this, do let me know in the comments. If you've got any ideas for my prompts, should different colours be different genres, and what you think I should be adding to my TBR next. So with that, I will let you go, and until next time I see you, keep your pages turning and embrace the darkness. Bye!